Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Binda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Jaya
Binda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya
Jaya
Nityananda.
Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
श्री
Binda.
चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 4, the devotional service, or Srila Madhavendra Puri's devotional service. So, in this chapter, yesterday, we read how this Annakut ceremony was observed by Srila Madhavendra Puri. In one day, it was arranged, and everyone was able to see the influence of Madhavendra Puri. By his influence, this festival was possible, and they remembered the original festival which was organized by Krishna himself. Then people from other villages also by and by came to hear about the appearance of Gopal on the Govardhan Parvat hill, and then they also started coming, and they wanted to do this festival also. They came and they were very happy, joyful to ask Madhavendra Puri if they could sponsor this festival. That means they, each village would bring whatever grains, yogurt, milk, and ghee they had in their village. They would bring everything, and the same festival would be observed again. Starting early in the morning, they would start cooking so many varieties and so much. It would be offered to Gopal, and all day worship starting early in the morning until night. And Madhavendra Puri was personally overseeing the whole festival, not eating anything throughout the day, and only after giving rest to the deity in the night, uh, he would take some milk sweet. That's all. And again, the next morning, the festivals would start again. So, uh, so day after day there was Annakut festival. Every day after day was Annakut festival. So yesterday we read how the Brajbasis, They have this natural affection. They are coming with everything that they had to offer to Gopal. Why they were doing that? They were not thinking, what will we eat tomorrow, right? What will our kids eat? Well, they were not considering that. Krishna has appeared, our Krishna has appeared, and they brought everything that they had and they just came and they celebrated. Why? Because they have, Brajbasis have this natural affection for Krishna. And Krishna says, Ye yathamam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. As one approaches me, I reward them accordingly. If you have this type of love for Krishna, unreserved, unconditional love, Krishna also reciprocates like that. He gives you everything. He gives you himself. He gives you himself. So this Braj is the ideal place for uh, your devotional service. Because the Brajbasis have this natural affection for Krishna, and likewise, Krishna also has this natural affection for Brajbasis. That's what we read yesterday in regard to this Anakut festival. So text 95 we read yesterday. The ideal place to execute Krishna consciousness is Brajabhumi or Vrindavan, where the people are naturally inclined to love Krishna and Krishna is naturally inclined to love them. And also there was a purport. So Prabhupada explained this Ye Yatamam Prapadyante, of course. And then, yeah, so if somebody is like this, like the Brajbasis, right? You are sincerely trying to serve Krishna, to please Krishna, then Krishna says that he will personally give you the intelligence how to make further progress in bhakti. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayante. How they can come to me, I will give them personally. So then Srila Prabhupada is giving us practical, guidelines that, well, I think that's from Srimad Bhagavatam. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, we were reading that, so the practical way to do this is manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijani priyosi me. Always think of Krishna, right? Always think of Krishna. Chant or offer obeisances to him. Become his devotee. Worship him. This is the method. So if somebody is keeping the Krishna sun in their heart, then there is no question of Maya. There cannot be any Maya. Maya disappears for such a person. We read that in with regard to Rantidev. He was such a pure devotee that for him there was no Maya. Why there was no Maya for Rantidev? Because he had the Krishna sun in his heart. So how to keep Krishna sun in your heart? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Or Daivi hyesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mamevaya prapadyante maya metam tarantite. You surrender to Krishna, then there won't be any Maya for you. Then how to surrender to Krishna? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji. So this is for us. Even sadhana bhaktas. Of course, the Brajbasis have this natural, spontaneous love for Krishna, so they are running to Krishna. But even if we don't have that spontaneous love, then we have to follow the rules, the system given by Krishna. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Worship Krishna. Chant Krishna's names. Or offer obeisances to Krishna. Live like Krishna's devotee. Be Krishna's devotee. Don't be a devotee of your government or a devotee of your boss or a devotee of your husband or wife or a devotee of anything else or some demigod. No, or some politician or some film actor. No, be a devotee of Krishna. Be a devotee of Krishna. That means all your obedience is to Krishna. What Krishna says, carry it out like that. So by doing that, then we can also develop, right? We can keep Krishna. Then there won't be any Maya in our life. That was what was discussed there. Of course, the Brajbasis are far superior to that. So about regarding the Brajbasis, we read yesterday that they have this spontaneous love for Krishna, right? And Krishna also has that type of love for the devotees. And of course, Srila Prabhupada talks about cheating religion, right? what is Srimad Bhagavatam teaching us? This love. The highest thing is this love of the Brajbasis. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching us. Yeah. And religion means by following, means you have to follow the orders given by Krishna. You have to follow the orders given by Krishna. If one is not qualified to talk with him and take lessons from him, how can one understand the principles of religion? Thus, talks of religion or religious experience without Krishna consciousness are useless, waste of time. Okay. So, Srila Prabhupada is giving the point that if we talk of religion and if there's no Krishna, the person Krishna and his instructions, what's the meaning of such a religion? Why Srila Prabhupada is saying this? Again, with regard to this Krishna consciousness, right? It's about Krishna, his instructions, his devotees. If there is no Krishna, no person, Krishna, then such religion is Kaitava Dharma. It's cheating religion. Okay, we'll start today's reading, text 96. So what did we read? That all the Braj is the place for pure devotional service, and the Brajbasis have natural affection for Krishna. Krishna has natural affection for them. The next verse. Mahaprasada khailo asiya sabaloka Gopala dekhiya sabara khande dukkha shoka. So all these people had come and they honored the Mahaprasad of Gopal, and after seeing Gopal, all their miseries fled far away. Right? They forgot all about their sufferings in this material world. Mahaprasada khailo asiya sabaloka Gopala dekhiya sabara khande dukkha shoka. Throngs of people came from different villages to see the deity of Gopal, and they took Mahaprasadam sumptuously. That is, Annakut festival means taking lot of prasadam. So many people came to see Gopal, and they took Mahaprasadam sumptuously. When they saw the super excellent form of Lord Gopal, all their lamentation and unhappiness disappeared. Simply by seeing Gopal, the super excellent form of Gopal, all their miseries, their unhappiness, their lamentation simply vanished, disappeared. Again, Krishna Surya Sama, right? Maya hoy andhakar. Jaha Krishna, taha nahi Maya radhikar. As soon as the Krishna sun rises in the heart, what to speak of in front of your eyes? How can there be any Maya? So, this lamentation, unhappiness, material happiness, all this is Maya. When Krishna's sun awakens, rises, then there won't be any darkness of unhappiness or lamentation. 97. Asha Pasha Vraja Bhumera Jatagrama Sabha Eka Eka Dina Sabe Kore Mahotsava. So in this way, whatever villages were there nearby, Asha Pasha, nearby, right? Vraja Bhumera Jatagrama Sabha. As many villages as there were, nearby villages around Govardhan, Eka Eka Dina Sabe, each day one village sponsored this great festival of Annakut. So this Annakut was going on for days together. All the villages in neighboring Vrajabhumi, Vrindavan became aware of the appearance of Gopal, and all the people from these villages came to see him. Day after day, they all performed the Annakut ceremony. Gopala Prakata Shuni Nana Desha Hoite Nana Dravya Loya Loka Lagila Asite. So not Asha Pasha Grama alone, not just the nearby villages, but Nana Desha, different kingdoms, different countries, right? Far away places also. Gopala Prakata Shuni Nana Desha Hoite. What's Nana Desha Hoite? Various countries. People started coming from various countries, not just nearby villages. So maybe like Afghanistan and like that. I don't know. But other countries also, not one or two, various countries, people started coming when they heard about the appearance of Gopal. Nana Dravya Loya, and they got so many ingredients that they had in their countries, right? Things that they, for example, from the Arabian countries, they get a lot of dates or, like that. So, whatever from there, whatever ingredients they had in their countries, they were bringing that for Gopal. So Nana Dravya Loya Loka Lagila Asite. They started to come to see Gopal from various countries, even not just the nearby villages. In this way, not only the neighboring villages but all the other provinces came to know of Gopal's appearance, as people came from all over, bringing a variety of presentations. Mathurara Lokasabha Bodo Bodo Dhani Bhakti Kori Nana Dravya Heta Deya Ani. Mathura Lokasabha, Bado Bado Dhani. So the people of Mathura, in Mathura, there were uh, big, wealthy people, Dhani, in Mathura. Mathura is the city, right? Vrindavan is village. In Mathura, they had people, wealthy people. Bhakti Kori Nana Dravya Bheta Deya Ani. So, hate means gifts, right? So, in order to gift Gopal, they also started bringing, these wealthy people started bringing, you can imagine, costly uh, things. So maybe they were bringing like, cashews and dry fruits like that, maybe, like sandalwood and, like that, silks, gold, like that. Out of love, bhakti. Mathura is also part of Vrajamandal. So they all had this natural affection for Krishna. So out of bhakti, out of love, they started bringing various items to gift to Gopal, because in Mathura there were wealthy people. The people of Mathura, who are very big capitalists, also brought various presentations and offered them before the deity in devotional service. Swarna, Raupya. So what all were these big wealthy people, capitalists bringing? Swarna, gold, Raupya, rupees, Vastra, clothes, outfits, silks, cloth, Gandha, perfume or scented oils, Bhaksha, eatables like, maybe many milk sweets and dry fruits and nuts, like that. Bhakshya, Upahar. They brought all these as gifts. Swarna, Raupya, Vastra, Gandha, Bhakshya, Upahar. Asankhya Aise, Nitya Badilo Bhandar. And the gifts were coming, and the people also, innumerable visitors were coming, Bhakta, devotees, to offer gifts to Gopal. And the the what do you say, the treasury of Gopal, right? Bhandar, where you keep all the gifts and all the bhoga that's being brought for the deity, where you keep, it was just increasing day after day, getting filled up, overflowing day after day, because so many devotees, pilgrims were coming to take darshan of Gopal, and they were bringing so many gifts like this. Just see, the gifts are not just one bag of atta or some flowers. Of course, that was also coming, but even gold, they were bringing gold, cloth, and perfumes, and eatables, of course, and then rupees, like that. Thus, countless presentations of gold, silver. Okay, sorry, Raupia is not rupees, Raupia is silver, right? You say Rupa, right? Silver, sorry. So, gold, silver, garments, scented articles, and eatables arrived. The store of Gopal increased daily. एक महाधनी क्षत्रिय कोराइलो मंदिरा केहो पाक भंडारा कोइलो केहोता प्राचीरा. So one really wealthy capitalist, he actually constructed a nice temple for Gopal. Remember, Gopal didn't have a proper temple yet. He was just stationed on a stone slab. and another stone slab for support in the back. And then they put these straw mats around as walls. That too at night, whenever the deity was put to rest, they put these straw mats around and a straw mat on top for privacy when he's taking rest. The rest of the time, those were moved and he was just open on that stone slab. And for days together, the festival is going on like this in open place. It actually must have been really nice. Open on Govardhan, right? But yeah, there was a nice temple. One person said, "Hare, he is the Supreme Lord. He's just here, like he has no home. What is this?
If
We
it
should
is
have a
open,
nice."
Mataji, if it is open, everybody can see it from any side, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And nice fresh breezes coming and
Ah,
open air. It's amazing. It would have been really nice. But yeah, you
only
know,
has to have the shade from sun
that's
and
true.
rain. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't think about that aspect. Yeah, they need something on top, certainly. Yeah. In Rajapur, you've seen, right? It's open on all sides. Of course, the deity has his little,
Uh,
covering, but it's open. I mean, there is roof on top, but the sides are all just open. You see the gardens on this side, on that side, and behind. It's nice.
very nice. Yeah.
So, but yeah, one person came and he sponsored a nice temple for Gopal. He had a nice temple built. So then, Eka Mahadhani Kshatriya. So Kshatriyas have wealth, they're like kings. They have their own treasury. Eka Dhani Kshatriya Koraila Mandira Keho Paka Bhandara Koila. So he also got one nice Paka Bhandar, like the kitchen, I guess. Kehota Prachira. So Paka Bhandar means clay pots. Okay. So there's a storehouse to keep all the pots in which to cook and offer to the deity. And so Keho means one person, somebody else. So one Kshatriya had a temple built, and somebody else, had a big store place for all clay pots. Kehota Prachira. Prachira means boundary walls. So outside the temple, there is a boundary wall. So there's a temple and there's a store place to keep all the clay pots. Someone sponsored that, and another person sponsored, a boundary wall. So inside that is the courtyard of the temple. One very rich Kshatriya of the royal order constructed a temple, someone made cooking utensils, and someone constructed boundary walls. Prachira. Eka eka Vrajavasi, eka eka Gabhi Dila. So, what is the wealth of Vrajvasis? Cows. So, each Vrajvasi donated a cow to Gopal. This is for you, Gopal. So each Vrajvasi gave one cow. Can you imagine how many cows Gopal will have now? Eka eka Vrajavasi, eka eka Gabhi dilo, sahasra sahasra Gabhi, Gopalera hoilo. Thousands and thousands of cows now Gopal had, right? So much milk, so much ghee, so much yogurt, and then shrikhand and sweets. So much can be done. And of course, maybe also if they had excess, they could give out as prasad milk. Sahasra sahasra gabi gopalera hoilo. And also, they can even have income from that, right? You sell that milk, and then from Gopal's Goshala, devotees will be more than happy to come and get. Of course, it's Braj. So in Braj, everyone has cows, I think. But still, from Gopal's, Goshala, they may take milk and, in that way exchange or pay. And in this way, other things can be secured for the service of Gopal. I was just thinking, thousands and thousands of cows, all the milk, what would they do? But yeah, for Krishna, nothing is too much. He is capable of taking anything, right? Like in Jagannath Puri, at every minute you can offer chappan bhog, and Krishna can take. So, eka eka Vrajavasi, eka eka Gabi dilo, sahasra sahasra Gabi Gopale rahoilo. Each and every family residing in the land of Rajabhumi contributed one cow In this way, thousands of cows became the property of Gopal. Purport. And after this purport, we'll end the class. This is the way to install the deity. Construct the temple and increase the property of the temple. Yes, construct the temple and increase the property of the temple. Buy all the nearby land, all that belongs to the deity. Get cows, elephants for procession, right? Construct the temple and increase the property of the temple. Everyone should be enthusiastic to contribute to the construction of the temple for the deity. So all of you have that experience in ISKCON Philly when the temple was being built, right? Everyone should be enthusiastic to contribute to the construction of the temple for the deity, and everyone should also contribute food for the distribution of prasadam. Like in Rath Yatra, they do that, right? Everyone contributes very enthusiastically so that lots of prasadam can be distributed to the people in general. The devotee should preach the gospel of devotional service and thus engage people in practical service to the deity. So teach about devotional service, that's not all. And then when they come forward, when they are convinced about devotional service, then someone should be there to engage them also in practical service to the deity. And I see all these things happening in our ISKCON Philadelphia, right? Devotees are always encouraged, people are called to make garlands for the deities, to cut up in the kitchen, to clean, right, to help in Rath Yatra. So that is the spirit. Always preach about devotional service and engage people in practical service to the deity. Wealthy people can also be attracted to take part in these activities, right? Because it is for Krishna. It's not that you become, low by coming and cleaning in the temple or cutting vegetables. No. Even if you're a wealthy person, you can take part in these activities also. They can also be attracted to render service to Krishna. And we see that. In this way, everyone will become spiritually inclined and the entire society will be converted to Krishna consciousness. Remember, we read, now I kind of, because we do both parallelly, Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, so it may have come there or here, but how you can get a good government, right? How you can change the consciousness of all people. By this, actually here only we were reading, by this distribution of prasadam, Madhavendra Puri did Annakut festival. By this distribution of prasadam, what happens is people are used to eating meat and performing other sinful activities. Simply by honoring this prasadam, what happens? They start becoming Krishna conscious. They'll become favorable to Krishna consciousness. When their consciousness changes, that's why mass distribution of prasadam is required. First of all, prasadam should be cooked and offered by really good devotees, right? Initiated devotees sincerely practicing. And then that offering, that prasad of the Lord must be distributed sumptuously. When people eat this, there will be a revolution in their sinful lives. Their consciousness will change. And when the entire society becomes Krishna conscious, they will demand that they need a devotee as their leader. So we don't have to do separately. The consciousness of society is changed, of the people is changed. Naturally, there will be a leader, and such a leader, a Krishna conscious leader, will be a well-wisher of everyone, and that is the way to go. So it all starts with this festival. Like, preach about devotional service, engage them in practical service to the deity, and it does not matter whether someone is wealthy or poor. Everyone can be engaged in this activity. By this, everyone will become spiritually inclined and the entire society will be converted to Krishna consciousness. The desire to satisfy the material senses will automatically diminish and the senses will become so purified that they will be able to engage in bhakti, devotional service to the Lord. Yes. So, now our condition is we are after sense gratification. How to change this kama to prema? What is kama? Atmendriya priti vancha taranama kama. Krishnendriya priti vancha dhare prema nama. That means prema means wanting to satisfy Krishna's senses. Kama means wanting to satisfy my own senses or the senses of my extended self. either me or my family or my community or my country or maybe my planet. All this is kama, trying to satisfy the senses of myself. That is kama. But wanting to satisfy Krishna's senses is prema. How to convert this kama to prema? That science is being explained. How to convert this kama to prema. So simply by this process of feeding everyone Krishna Prasad, engaging them in practical service to deities, their kama will be changed to prema. Naturally, their senses, by being engaged in the service of the Lord, their senses will become purified, and then they will be able to render bhakti now. Right? Like that means willingly they are rendering service to Krishna. Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. By serving the Lord, one's senses are gradually purified. The engagement of one's purified senses in the service of Lord Krishna is called bhakti. Okay? So earlier also their senses are being engaged because you are practically engaging them in the service of the Lord. It was happening before also. But now, by that service, your senses became purified. And with those purified senses, when you continue serving Krishna, with the purified senses, that becomes bhakti. Earlier, your senses were not purified. Nice, such a nice science. So when someone new comes, you still engage them in some service. Give them clean pots, help in making garlands, like that. So at that time, it may not be bhakti. It's like unripe mango, right? But by doing that, their senses are purified because whatever they are doing, it's being offered to the Lord, to offer to the Lord's senses. So when their senses are purified, and with the purified senses, now they render devotional service, now they render service to the Lord's senses, that becomes bhakti. That's the difference. Bhakti means service rendered with purified senses. Okay. When the dormant propensity for bhakti is awakened, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead as He is. So now, when you do bhakti, what happens? This dormant propensity to do bhakti is there in every living entity's heart. Jivara Swarupa hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. That is his Swarupa, to render service, but it is dormant right now. And this dormant bhakti in the heart is awakened by rendering service to the Lord. And when this bhakti is awakened, then you can understand the Supreme Lord. Bhaktya mama vijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvata. It's only by bhakti that one can know me in tattva, in truth, not by any other process. This is the process of giving humanity the chance to awaken Krishna consciousness, thus people can perfect their lives in all respects. Such a nice science. Bhakti is this whole process given by our acharyas and so perfectly executed by Srila Prabhupada, practically, right? So now it's time, I have to go, but tomorrow once again we'll go over this. But thank you so much. Hare Krishna.